I hear all the time that what determines your success are the books you read and the people you're around. So what you're consuming by way of information, whatever that is, and then the people that are around you. I think that you got to have a starting five to give you a model. Who are the 5 people around you that spend the most time with you? If you look at them, that is usually a roadmap to give you a sense of where you're going to go. And that can be incredibly scary for some of you because the 5 are crazy. And a lot of times we will say, because we're not looking in the mirror, yo, y'all are nuts. No, you're nuts too. Because if the 5 people around you are crazy, then you are crazy for allowing those 5 people to constantly be around you. And so I think it's important for you to almost be like a general manager of a basketball team. And I mean that from the standpoint of if you're a general manager of a pro team, you don't say, I need to put together 5 guys that love to play ball. No, you want to put together 5 guys that can win the NBA championship. Because where you are attempting to go, whatever your trajectory is, whatever field you want to go into, whatever it is you want to do, you want to do at your level best. And when you're surrounded by great people, your game goes up. At least it should. If you are in a place where you're lethargic, if you're in a place where you're not, where there's no accountability, if you're in a place where you're not doing your best, in most cases, you're not surrounded by the right kind of people. And so I would recommend that you do one first. Identify, I think Lamont mentioned, everybody on the panel has talked about some of the things that they need to do to be able to get to the place they need to. Most of us realize we can't always do that by ourselves. And part of knowing yourself well enough is having the team in place that can help you get there. And so identify the places that you are the weakest and identify people in your life that can help you in those areas. Identify, a lot of times I do it like this. I need an enforcer in my life. Somebody that's one of my people who is never going to accept an excuse from me. No matter what's going on. Somebody died, so what? I'm tired, so what? We need people in our life like that. Who is the strategist? Somebody that when you want to move quickly will say, hold up, let's look at the next 5 steps. And then let's look at the potential responses to those next 5 steps. What's going to happen? Then you need that crazy gangster person that is just going to push you to go when you are afraid and potentially too cautious. Then you need that person that has wisdom. Somebody that has the ability to provide you with a greater context of the situation than you actually have the experience or wisdom to have. Whatever those 5 things are, figure it out. But the biggest thing in that 5 things is knowing who you got to cut. And some of you have family members and friends who you love, but they can't ball. And you have to love them enough, but more importantly, love yourself enough to say, I love you so much that I'm going to give you lifetime courtside seats to watch me play. Right? Because you can't ball with me. Where I'm going, you can't handle it. You can't shoot the J. You can't block out. You ain't got no rebounding skills. You can't even dribble. And so I want you to be in my life.
As a water boy.
Or bring in the water. Whatever it is, you can't play. Now, what you have to understand is that is not a value proposition on who they are. That is not you saying that they are not good people. That is not you saying you don't love them. But there are too many people that all of us know that made it short of their dream because they were rolling somebody that was a hijacker. And a hijacker is simply somebody on your plane that does not want to go to the place you are going. And as a result of it, they do whatever they can to hijack you to get you to go where they want you to go. And so get those 5 people, know who they are. And lastly, all of us have talked about expectation, and Boris talked about that a little bit. You've got to have expectations with your 5. I have friend meetings with my friends. Like literally, we have the 3 guys that are closest to me, we have quarterly friend meetings as if we're running a business. And so each quarter, we say, what are we trying to accomplish as husbands, as fathers, as business owners, as students, whatever we may be in. And then what are the things that I need to do in order to get to that place within the quarter? Where are the areas where I'm the weakest? And then what do I need you to do to help me get there? And then what's required is the friend to respond and actually say, yes, I can help you do this. So as I close, there was one brother who said, look, I just met this sister. We've been dating for about 5 or 6 months. I really think this might be the one. I want to propose. And so what I need y'all to do for me is if we go out, don't let me get a second drink. Because once I get the second drink, it's on. I become a different person. You know, all fidelity is out the window. I'm about to get it in. And one of our boys said, look, man, I don't even like her. So I can't help you. Because if we out, I'm buying you the 4th drink. No. He was serious, though. He was deadly serious. And I think the problem that we have in our relationships sometimes is we are not honest with each other. We're not honest about what our capabilities are. We aren't honest about what we feel. And we need to be in spaces where you create environments of communication with the people that you say are your friends, so that not only do they know where you're going, you know if they're capable of helping you the way that you want them to help you. And so I didn't mean for the answer that wasn't a Boris answer. But please understand how important those 5 are. And if you got the wrong 5, you're gonna end up in the wrong place.
You gotta kill them
immediately.